All of our productions at GCTV are sponsored in part by Bay State Health, providing the care you and your family need when you need it close to home. Visit them online at baystatehealth.org. Greenfield Savings Bank. Visit them at 400 Main Street in Greenfield. Call them at 774-3191 or go online to greenfieldsavings.com. Greenfield Community College, providing access and excellence in higher education in the Pioneer Valley. Visit them at gcc.mass.edu. The Hammond Family. The Hammond family are longtime supporters of Greenfield Community Television. New Fortune Chinese Restaurant on the Mohawk Trail in Greenfield. Visit them online at newfortunema.com. Call them at 772-0838 and check them out on Facebook. Real Cleaning Services, cleaning Hampshire and Franklin County since 1972. We don't cut corners, we clean them. Check them out online at realclean.com. Call them at 413-422-1143. People's United Bank, located at 45 Federal Street in Greenfield. You can call them at 774-3713 or visit them online at peoples.com. The Solar Store of Greenfield, replacing fossil fuels and nuclear power one home at a time. Visit them at 23 Fisk Ave. Call them at 413-772-3122 or visit them online at solarstoreofgreenfield.com. Thank you to our sponsors for supporting all of GCTV's productions.
Thank you, Lisa. And now I'd like to turn the program over to Kelly Brigham Steiner, the Executive Director of the United Way, Elizabeth Fisk, and Amanda, if you can help me with the last name, Abramson, United Way Campaign Co-Chairs. Take it away.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for having us join you today. It's wonderful to start as the new Executive Director at the United Way at the beginning of a campaign that is filled with such enthusiasm, innovation, and possibilities, really being led by Liz and Amanda. The kickoff of a campaign is always a great time for us to think about how we strengthen our community in the coming year, the partnerships we build and enhance, the impact we can have on our citizens. We cannot do this alone. I'm going to move your bookmark for a minute. As you can see, it takes many of us working together. And I'd like to just for a moment, if you're up on this list, if you're running a workplace campaign, you're a community partner, you're a donor, you're someone who's been a volunteer for the United Way, please just stand up. You can see our staff and board members mixed in there as well. What's exciting to see about that is the partnership and a passion that exists here in our community. It is really the heart and soul of the efforts that we work towards each year through the campaign. Last year, we generated resources for over 50 programs, 28 agencies who serve tens of thousands of people. We delivered the Read, Learn, Succeed literacy program for 375 preschool children monthly, Blooming Backpacks, Supper for Six, Franklin Smiles, an oral health initiative through our affinity group, Women's Way, the Emergency Food and Shelter Program, and over $40,000 in savings from the Family-Wise prescription reduction cards and more. We hear quite often that employment rates are at an all-time high. Income and wages are going up, graduation and proficiency of students has increased, people have better access to information, education, and services to improve health and financial well-being. The front-facing message is that we are all better off. that less services will be needed, that budgets in the nonprofit service sector can be reduced as a result. However, this does not take into account the shadow that many individuals and families live in. It may be one of living below what is called a survival budget. As noted in the brochure on your table, 1/3 of our citizens live below the poverty level. We know that over 10% of our workforce, neighbors, colleagues, family members, or friends are food, heat, or housing insecure. We know that 15% of our students, your future workforce and neighbors, do not graduate high school in 4 years. This is a social determinant for future challenges that they will face. It does not take into account that person who shows up every day for work, does their job well, yet still may have needs we cannot see caused by trauma, loss, anxiety, addiction, violence, and fear. Who are these people? One is Shannon, who joins us today to share her story. Another two are Sam and Alex, who spoke at our August kickoff, young people who have found understanding for their gender identity or support for their depression through our community partner, Hilltown Youth Performing Arts Theater. Our campaign theme this year is All In. Behind me, you will see United Way intends to be all in. Each year, we see and feel the generous nature and the devotion of this region to our children, families, neighbors, family, and friends. We ask you to continue to be all in. I'm going to ask that you partner and be all in with us starting today. On your table, you will see a children's book. These are samples of books that will be given to over 400 children on a monthly basis this year. At a reading session on Tuesday, a 4-year-old boy followed our mentor around the classroom, telling her he hoped he would get a book, that he loved books, but his mom could not buy them for him. He wanted a book of his own that he could keep, that he could look at every day. This year, the Read, Learn, Succeed program has grown and more requests have come in from area preschools. The United Way mobilizes the volunteer readers, purchases books monthly, partners with Kiwanis for 2 months, services 20 classrooms, and facilitates the management of this program. Each book averages $1 to $2 per child in the classroom. I know that many of you give, but I'm asking you to reach for your wallet or your purse and be all in just a little bit more for this program today. On your table is a box that you can drop a donation in. If you need a tax receipt or want to use a credit card, please fill out the envelope and deposit it in the box. That coffee or tea that you may give up today will have increased the likelihood that a child will be reading proficient by the time they're in school, just by putting that book in their hands. So I'm challenging you all right now, reach into your pockets, make a donation in that basket while I'm finishing speaking. In the coming year, we will share more about how your donation impacts our community. We know from the past and seeing the power of communities and citizens collaborating that when we provide the tools to enhance school readiness, build skills to get better jobs, meet basic needs, support access to health care, and more, we create a solid foundation that improves lives and stronger communities, families, and children. Today, I'm grateful to be connecting with you to share my passion for engagement, impact, and the United Way. Dorothy Day said, there is a call to us, a call of service, that we join with others to try to make things better in this world. A simple yet profound observation. This call of service is multifaceted and complex. The United Way shows us both aspects. What could be more simple or important or wonderful than the mission of helping our friends, family members, and neighbors who are in need? Yet look at the United Way's many pathways to that goal. Everyone asks what our goal is this year, and I will leave that to Amanda and Liz to share. But I leave you with this. It's not a money goal. It's a people goal. We have a vision to reach and touch as many people and to collaborate with others in the coming year to explore the root causes of social issues so that we can be a strong community partner in promoting and facilitating positive change, to provide hope, opportunity, equal access, stability, and support for thousands of our citizens. We may be changing how we mobilize resources and respond to the changing world around us, but we remain true to our goal of investing locally, operating efficiently, and most importantly, supporting what is needed for our citizens to thrive. I would like to now introduce Amanda. Amanda is one of our co-chairs this year and has brought so much energy to this project, so I'm very pleased to introduce her. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. I'm just gonna kind of piggyback on a lot of what Kelly was saying, but really being all in on our community this year is important. We have a lot going on in this political and economic climate, and our...
I believe her.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot. And it's on a local level, and it's across the nation, and there's just a lot going on right now. And so our slogan for this year is Fight for Franklin County, because in this time you have to fight for what's right. And we live in one of the poorest communities in this state, and you really need to fight for what's right and fight for your neighbor and fight for your coworker and anyone in this community that needs our help. And the United Way is a huge proponent in doing that, and we need your help to do that. Our goal this year is $750,000, and I think that not only is it attainable, I think we can surpass that with the community support that we have. We live in such a great area, and it's such a giving community. And like Kelly said, that's our financial goal, but it's really the people goal, where the money we're raising is going directly to our community, and we can see the impact that it's having. So we're lucky enough to have Shannon Rogers here today to share a little bit about her story and how the United Way has impacted her life, and how even the smallest donation can make the biggest impact. So this is Shannon. Thank you.
Hi. This is a really packed room. I do a lot of public speaking, but it never gets easy to start out. So, a lot of you know me. I see a lot of familiar faces. Most of you probably know me from United Way's Franklin County Young Professionals, which I'm a very active member of. So you know me in my professional life. You know that I'm very passionate about United Way. I'm passionate about it for many reasons. Gives you the biggest financial impact. I care about a lot of things. United Way covers all of those things. So why not give the donation there and let them disperse it to the ones that need it the most? I'm also a preschool reading volunteer. I have my first date this year coming up in a few weeks, and I gotta tell you, it's the best 30 minutes you're gonna have to put out there. Once a month, 30 minutes, and it makes a huge impact. And these kids are amazing. And they are adorable and follow you around and want to ask questions and interact with you. And it's the best. It's my favorite volunteer activity, which I do a lot of. So that's saying something. I'm also a campaign coordinator for my work, which is the Richards Group up in Brattleboro, where I'm also the chair of the United Way of Windham County. So least to say, my United Way is a huge part of my life. I'm a donor, and I was a recipient, which really drives what I'm doing to give back today. So if many of you know me from the recent years of working in young professionals, you might not know that about 8 years ago, I was almost homeless. Sorry, I'll get over the emotional part. I always do this, but I'm good. I was in an abusive marriage that also had a lot of financial abuse, which is a type of abuse a lot of people don't talk about. He did not work. It was me working. I was working 40 hours a week and receiving a little bit of assistance, but not a lot For a family of 4 with somebody that does have a full-time job, there's only about $60 a month that was awarded to me in food stamps to try to keep my kids fed. And I had 2 little girls. We were behind. Sorry. Okay. We were behind on rent about 3 months, and facing eviction. I couldn't feed them, and my electricity was about to be shut off. It's really hard to think how low I was at that point. And I had to stand up and ask for help, which was really hard for me because I'm an Aries. And my fellow Aries over there, you know. And I'm also a very strong and proud person, and it was really hard to admit that I needed help. Especially that it was, simple things that I needed to provide for my children that I should be able to provide at this point in my life. But I wasn't. And I talked to a friend, and they mentioned that there was this program at Community Action that had a person that could help me kind of figure some stuff out. So I went to see her, and she sat down and went to the United Way, found me a mini grant to help pay my rent so that I wasn't going to be homeless, which was amazing. They found me another mini grant through the Salvation Army to help pay my electricity, which kept my electricity on. They got me signed up with WIC so that I could help supplement with the little bit of food stamps that I was getting a month, and helped me sign up for the heating assistance as well, so that when winter would come, that we would be all set there. I can't tell you what that moment did for me. I had to bring my kids with me. That's my husband at the time didn't even care enough to come and try to help us with this. So I had to do it on my own, and I had to do it with 2 squirming kids on me, a 1-year-old, and she was about 4 or 5. That day really set me back on the right path. It was a reset. It was what I needed to get me back to a level that I could then build off of. And I knew that day, having to bring my kids there by myself, not being supported, that was when change needed to really happen. So I just want to thank the United Way for all that you've done for me. And I just encourage you to give. Give to the preschool reading program if that's what's important to you. Give your time if that's what you can do. It doesn't all have to be financial. Bodies in motion are really important, and there's lots of programs that you can help out with. But financially, we also need to help make that goal, because Community Action uses those grants. The food banks use those grants. The food shelves that fed me and my family are supported by United Way. Kept my electricity on. All of these things end up coming back to this organization, and it is your local dollars going to help people like me that are in your community that are just trying to do the right thing and raise their kids. And those are the people that we're helping. So if you can give, please do. If you can give your time, please do. Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. My name is Elizabeth Fisk. I'm the co-chair this year. Thank you, Shannon. It takes a lot to get up, and it's something that we don't like to talk about. And so thank you for doing that. Thank you to Franklin County Technical School. Thank you to our sponsors, Bay State and Melanson Heath. We definitely appreciate it. So in a move that is going to be shocking to no one, it's now my job to ask you for money. And time, because we all have so much of that too to give. There's so many ways that you can partner with United Way and be engaged in your United Way and give. Some of them a workplace campaign. If you don't have one, start one. It just takes you. You can say, I want to be the coordinator of my workplace campaign, and then you shame and guilt your coworkers into joining you. Shame is a powerful motivator, people. So that's one way to give. That's the easiest, best, sort of most consistent way to give. You can sponsor an event. Our auction is coming up. You can give a donation. You can come to the event. It's a great event. You'll be able to watch me make an idiot of myself as the auctioneer, so that's fun for everybody. Are some new ways to give this year, the Closer Club. See Amanda, she'll be able to explain that. It's really for people, we're starting with real estate and people in the real estate field. The 10 Club, that's a new one this year. Young Professionals, Shannon mentioned, is a great way if you're new to boards or new to committees to get involved with young people as a way to give back to your community. The Women's Way is a one way to get involved. Planned giving, which is another thing that we don't always like to talk about, but looking down the road and keeping the United Way top of mind down the road. Volunteerism. Shannon mentioned the reading program. I agreed to be a volunteer for the reading program yesterday. It just gives some time. It's a good time, and then it's not, you're never going to feel bad about that day or that 30 minutes that you spent. Another way, Giving Tuesday coming up. We have a match this year for Giving Tuesday. That's the Tuesday after Thanksgiving for anybody that isn't familiar. So we have a match of $1,500. So up to that will be, it's like a 2-for-1. The auction, I mentioned again, come to the auction. It's a really good time. And Jane, you've got your luggage from the auction last year. Hot pink luggage, you can't beat it. Nobody is going to steal Jane's luggage. And then an individual donation. It's like, that gym membership that you don't use that comes out at the end of your checking account at the end of every month? We can be that. We can be that. You can say, $50 is going to come out of my checking account on the 28th of every month, and it just happens. And you know it's going to happen, and you don't have to do anything. So those are all the ways to give. Again, you got the baskets, the envelopes. Those books are $2. Throw a couple bucks in, buy some books for some kids. Thanks. And I'm going to turn it back to Kelly to wrap up for us.
Just want to close by saying that this event is really a great opportunity, and we thank Franklin Tech and all of you for joining us today. For us to really get to know the programs and services, if you look around you, you may be sitting at a table with one of our community partners who provides these services, and to get to know the supporters through United Way. It's easy for me to share statistics, and there are many. But we together must not lose sight of what can be done to increase health, safety, and well-being for our children, youth, families, and citizens, to give voice for those who feel disempowered, and most importantly, give support to those in need, regardless of their socioeconomic background, gender identity, spiritual beliefs, or race. It is easy to ignore the needs of others if it doesn't directly touch our own. But we can't forget is that it is likely that each of us in this room has been or will be touched at some point in our lives by someone or a service intertwined with United Way. Each of you brings hope, provides opportunity, and inspires us to work harder as client roles grow and resources decline. I am more than enthusiastic about helping us deepen and strengthen our partnership with each and every one of you, and look forward to a very successful campaign. Thank you for joining us.
All of our productions at GCTV are sponsored in part by Bay State Health, providing the care you and your family need when you need it close to home. Visit them online at baystatehealth.org. Greenfield Savings Bank. Visit them at 400 Main Street in Greenfield. Call them at 774-3191 or go online to greenfieldsavings.com. Greenfield Community College, providing access and excellence in higher education in the Pioneer Valley. Visit them at gcc.mass.edu. The Hammond family. The Hammond family are longtime supporters of Greenfield Community Television. New Fortune Chinese Restaurant on the Mohawk Trail in Greenfield. Visit them online at newfortunema.com. Call them at 772-0838 and check them out on Facebook. Real Cleaning Services, cleaning Hampshire and Franklin County since 1972. We don't cut corners, we clean them. Check them out online at realclean.com. Call them at 413-422-1143. People's United Bank, located at 45 Federal Street in Greenfield. You can call them at 774-3713 or visit them online at peoples.com. The Solar Store of Greenfield, replacing fossil fuels and nuclear power one home at a time. Visit them at 23 Fisk Ave. Call them at 413-772-3122 or visit them online at solarstoreofgreenfield.com. Thank you to our sponsors for supporting all of GCTV's productions.